Beautiful day, busy day. I was working on my computer, and I have a lot of alerts set up on my email, specifically for e-commerce, e-business, platform economy, etc. So, I set up alerts for a lot of the topics that are uh, related to the work that I do on a daily basis. And I just got this alert at 3 p.m. my time for this article that I want to show you. It was an alert from the Wall Street Journal. And the name of the article, sorry, I get a little too excited here with the zooming in. It's e-commerce search draws investment to online retail logistics providers. ShipBob raised 60 million in funding from investors. And where I'm going with this is like, I have mentioned it in multiple occasions over the last few months since the pandemic started in March, that small businesses must get online and must start selling their products and services online. And this article just proves that. This company fundraising $68 billion, a logistic companies. And let me show you some of the stats that they share here. Online, I'm going to highlight it right here. Online US retail sales surged 200 billion in the second quarter, 44.4% from the same period in 2009, according to the Commerce Department. Okay? So if you're not selling your products online, you are missing a huge opportunity. Okay? And you're more than happy to go to this article. You can find it on Google. Total e-commerce revenue for U.S. logistics providers are estimated to reach $53 billion this year, 22.8% from 2019. And of course, then they talk about Amazon, which they estimate 30.8 billion in revenue. Apparently, a little decline there, but it's just crazy what is happening right now in the world of e-commerce. So it's extremely important that you put together a strategy to start selling your products online. Now, over the last few days, we have two really great conferences where they were talking on the Latino side about that we are an economic force and all the positive contributions that we're doing to the economy. There is one thing that I think it is important to address, and that's like, how can we help the smallest of the small business community? How can we provide them with the access to resources that can help them to compete in this new norm? And I have a whole bunch of books right here, and it's not coincidence. I actually took them out of my attic because I'm working on a project right now, and then I remember stuff. I was like, oh, where did I learn that? And I remember which book it is, and then I pick it up again, go through some of the pages where I know the information is, and then it refreshes the concept that I have in my head, and then I put everything together to try to come out with a game plan for some of the stuff that I'm working on. So my point here is like, right now there are a lot of corporations and a lot of organizations that are providing training, online training to small businesses, and I feel even from our own membership, they get to the point where they get overwhelmed with so much information, and they don't really know how to start taking action. How can they start becoming more practical from all the stuff that they're learning? Just to give you an example, a lot of the work that I've been doing lately, platform economy, so platform scale right here. I'm working on this project where I think like small businesses right now that they are closed, but they have an inventory sitting on their locations, and they don't know how to start selling it, and they're having difficulties, with the marketing plan, the promotion, the visibility, etc. So I'm working on a project where I think, many of you are familiarized with the concept of drop shipping. So I have this idea where all these multiple locations across the country that they already have an inventory in place, if they will have kind of like a hybrid model of, drop shipping with their current business model, I think they will be able to start moving that merchandise and they can generate some business. So I've been reading a lot about drop shipping. I got, like for example, this is a little guy for that. Oh, you need a business plan and you need uh, to come up with the best business model for your business. So this is a great book. It gives you a lot of information. I needed to pick up some stuff here from that I read in the past, and look, it's a big book. I mean, many of us have been reading books and been implementing some of the stuff that we read on those books for quite some time. So for some of us, it's easier than others. But I'm just thinking like if I put myself in the situation of a micro business, a small business, which happens to be the majority in our community. Like if you throw into like e-commerce strategy. So if you throw them through all these like concepts and you just give them like a whole bunch of different webinars with like practical stuff that they can uh, implement, it's just like so difficult. So right now I think we have to try to simplify the support that we provide to the small business community, and try to go as far as we can. So for example, right now we're working on this project where you don't have an online store and you want to start selling your products online. We have been working endless hours to finally have this simple product within our platform that is going to allow us, to support those businesses that they need that type of help right now. But it is impossible for an organization like ours to, even if we put together a webinar on like, oh, how to create your online store on Shopify, whatever. There is tons of information about how you create an e-commerce store on Shopify, just to give an example. And you can find it on YouTube, you can find it on Google search, and many bloggers talking about it, walking you through the step-by-step process. And even if I have done this in the past, I have sent people the links to blogs and to trainings that are extremely simple from my perspective, which I think like if you follow these steps, you're going to be able to create your store on Shopify or start selling on Etsy or eBay or whatever. And you send the information out, a few weeks later or whatever, like, hey, how's the store going? I said, oh, you know what, like I just couldn't, I didn't have the time or whatever. They can give you a lot of different excuses, which sometimes, I completely understand, because you are between like, okay, I'm gonna start this process that I'm not that familiarized with, or I just like keep knocking on doors and I know that if I can close a deal right there, I'll get the money, right? But I think right now we're in that stage where we have to be a little more proactive on how we provide access to resources, so the small businesses don't get overwhelmed with so much information. Like I'm rereading, some of the chapters on this book, because uh, the more that I go through statistics, in different locations around the country, and I see that there is a big percentage of small businesses that are barely making it, and that's having a negative impact on their overall finances, which is the reality in many cases. We need to come out with ideas right now, practical ideas that can help to build economic prosperity in the communities that they are. And I'm a firm believer that by using these tools, video and the internet in general, if you use social media, Facebook, Instagram, etc., because I see it on a weekly basis. Small businesses that are being very successful because they are using these tools to sell their products and services. So if we have more small businesses that understand how they can leverage all these different tools and the different platforms that are available out there, it's going to be the easiest way for them to start generating uh, better income for themselves. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against education. I have always been a huge supporter of uh, educational resources, providing educational resources to small businesses. I've done it since the moment that we started the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce. Never organized like mixers on a monthly basis or anything like that. We have never organized a gala because I didn't see the point of doing it. But I have always invested a lot of time in providing small businesses access to resources, and lately I've been trying to um, connect or bring folks that can be very practical in their approach. So instead of you getting a whole bunch of different concepts and stuff, you actually have like the ABC on how you can start implementing different strategies for your business, right? So it is important that you go through a lot of these learning, just like this one, like 7 building blocks of digital transformation. Great book, great concepts, a lot of practical stuff right here, okay? But if you're a small business that is struggling right now to keep the doors open, I can bring the outer, the writers and the folks that put the all the know-how behind this book, and they will give you all that content, and you will still be like, okay, but like, where do I start? What are the how do I, even when you start, like, what are the next steps that I need to take? So it's not that simple, and especially when you have a lot of things going on your mind. But again, look, business platform, 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 and I have like 3 or 4 more books about the platform economy, because that's what we are. We are a platform that is trying to create this business ecosystem where small businesses can benefit from it in the most practical and efficient way possible. It's not easy because if I give you a whole bunch of tools, but if you don't use them, it's worthless, right? So it is important, like, when you have access to certain tools, that you implement them the best way possible in your business so you can start seeing the results. And that is one thing that I noticed with a lot of small business owners, that once they start understanding the concept and they see the results of what they're doing, they get motivated to keep, learning new ways or new knowledge, new processes that they can implement in their business. And that's the key. Once you break that barrier, you are motivated to start implementing more stuff in your business, and you start getting more interested in learning other stuff that are benefit what you're working on. But again, it is important right now that in whatever you do, and especially on the online side of the equation, so for those that are starting to integrate an e-business strategy as part of your business model, you need to start thinking about the steps that are going to help you to start seeing those results in a short period of time, so you can keep yourself motivated to keep going and improving and fine-tuning, the different strategies and everything that you are working on. So extremely important that whatever that you are doing right now, you really need to start thinking about e-commerce. And let me see, like, you can get a book like this one, E-commerce Business Model 2020. This is a fairly recent book. A lot of great concepts in there, and really good, some good strategies, etc. So super important that you start selling your products online. I'm, like it says, I tired. You never get tired. Like, no, I don't. I don't get tired of telling you that that's the way to go. That's the way that your business is gonna benefit so much. Pandemic, no pandemic. Even for those that are already starting to recover from, the crisis that we're living in, you are gonna do way better if you have an e-commerce strategy within your business. Trust me. Even if you just sell like 5% more or 10% more or whatever, just do it, because I know that you're going to benefit from it. We have seen it in other countries. There are actually governments right now in other countries that are trying to get as many small businesses as possible active in the digital economy. They want them to participate in the digital economy because they understand the benefits that e-commerce can bring to these businesses and to the economy as a whole. So living in the country where we live in, with access to all these resources, from companies that are getting $68 million, logistic companies that is getting $68 million, so you can sell your products in a faster way for a cheaper price, etc. That's a great indication of where we're going. Okay, right now, whatever, like if you set up a Google alert on your phone, and I want to challenge or invite you to do a set up a Google alert on your phone for the keyword e-commerce, so you can get motivated with what's happening in the industry. And this has nothing to do, because people, right now, if you think about e-commerce, you say like Amazon, right? But the beauty of e-commerce is that it doesn't matter how big your business is, you can benefit from it. It does not matter. And the entry level to start selling online, it can be zero. And if you don't trust me, if you don't believe me, I'm offering you right now, thanks to the support of Wells Fargo, we're going to create 1,000 online stores in our platform. And it's going to cost you like zero somewhere. It's not, it doesn't mean that it's not going to cost anything to run that program, but for you, it's just going to be $0. You just need to fill out the form below, www.usbaecwf1000.com. You fill out that form, we will create your online store. You will have your products in that store. We will start helping you promote them. You close a sale, your money goes to your PayPal account, and from there you can send it to, your PayPal card or your bank, or, go to an ATM, get the cash, whatever. But why we have worked so hard to make this happen is because I firmly believe that small businesses can benefit from an e-commerce strategy. I wouldn't be investing all this time and talking to you so many different times about this if I wouldn't believe in what I'm doing. And I have seen it, like I see it on a weekly basis. I have seen it since, like 2012, when I was like more engaged in promoting specifically e-commerce, not just the use of the internet as a business tool that I've been promoting since 2008, but specifically e-commerce transactions, like that you sell products online, you take the money, send the product. That transaction, I've been actively promoting it since 2012, and I have seen many businesses go from zero to millions, from zero to 100,000, from zero to 10,000 or whatever, depending on what product they sell, how much time they invest in selling the product. There are some guys, I don't have the book right now, but well, it has to do actually with dropshipping, companies that set up this business model where you don't touch any inventory and you can still sell products online and make a profit out of it. So that business model also exists. But, if you're selling cookies or tamales or, industrial parts or whatever you're selling, if you have an e-commerce strategy, you're going to be selling more. At what percentage? It will depend on how active you are, how your strategy is laid out, what are your priorities as part of the new strategy of selling your products online. So it's really going to depend on how you structure, the business model. And I show you a book that, and there are many books that are going to uh, tell you how to structure a business plan, and what variables are important, and how you laid out the whole uh, process for your business. So the point here is like you have to start taking action in that regard. Like e-commerce is a must for your business right now, and I encourage you to start taking the proper steps. Even if you just start with a simple store like the one we're offering, but the transaction is going to happen, and that's all you need right now. Don't get too complicated with like, oh, I want this super fancy e-commerce store. Like, don't stress about that right now. Just take the first step, set up your online store, set up a process where you can collect that money, work with a company that can ship your products, and don't deal. If you are within a city, like pickup location or whatever, that's good too. At the end of the day, just find ways that are going to facilitate closing that transaction with your potential buyer. Okay? That's a priority right now. And I promise you, like, if you start taking these steps, you're going to be in a better situation than the one that you were before the pandemic. If you're already paying a lease, if you already have inventory sitting in your warehouses or your store, take a picture, add a description, put the price, let the shipping company handle the shipment, and the customer pays for the shipment. Or you can include it in the price and you say, free shipping, whatever works for you. That's also like part of the strategies that you can think of. And we are going to be responding to your needs, what you need. Like the folks that listen to us, follow us, are members of the chamber. We are going to be listening to what type of training you need, and then we will bring folks that will talk about platform economy, e-commerce, strategies that can help you to keep fine-tuning your stuff. But I prefer to be, you know, responsive to some of the needs of our members, proactive on how we put our stuff together. And that's why, we have been different to many other business associations across the country, because our topic has always been in contributing in one way or another to the economic empowerment of the small business community in our country. We believe that we can accomplish that, or we can make that happen through the internet and through using all these, platforms, etc., because we see the results on a daily basis, and those are metrics that we can measure on a daily basis, from third-party people, from third-party vendors, from stuff that, the alerts, again, that I receive. I can see what's going on in the market in different industries. It doesn't matter in what industry you are, you can still sell online. So please listen to me. Get online and start selling your products online. You're gonna do really, really well. Trust me. So thank you very much for listening. I just wanted to share that article that I got at 3 p.m. today, because it's a great indication of where we're going. I mean, that's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. Online sales are gonna keep increasing. The new generation, the younger generation, they feel so comfortable transacting online, buying stuff on their phones. They don't even need to have a laptop or anything. They're buying stuff using their phones. So mobile e-commerce. So we need to be prepared for everything that is happening right now and for what's coming. And again, you look at the numbers. It's not like I'm coming up with some crazy stuff, crazy numbers. You look at the numbers and you can tell that e-commerce is gonna keep playing a very, very key role in our economy. And as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, I firmly believe that we can contribute to economic development and economic empowerment of our community to digital entrepreneurship. And there are many cases around the world, and there are many governments right now that they are planning to implement digital economy strategies to help the small business community in their countries. So I say it again, and I'll probably keep saying it every time that I can. Get online and start selling your products ASAP online. Thank you very much for watching. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll probably connect tomorrow. And don't forget, on Thursday, the Q&A live, the FAQ live, okay? Thursday, it's in Spanish. So if you have any questions, I believe I got like 3 or 4 in the WhatsApp app that I'm going to be answering on Thursday. So if you have any questions, remember, send it to, what is it? Right here. So send your questions via WhatsApp 202-221-7577. Marketing, entrepreneurship. If you want me to, highlight some of, or review your Instagram, Facebook, or website to try to get some feedback from me, you can also share that with us. Then we will share with the audience, and I'm pretty sure that some people will learn 1 or 2 good things from it. So Thursday, FAQ Live in Spanish. Send your questions to WhatsApp, my WhatsApp 202-221-7577, and I'll be more than happy to try to answer them. All right? So thank you again. Have a nice evening. Take care. E-commerce. 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 I'm never going to get tired of telling you this. You have to start selling your products online. All right? Take care. Remember, e-commerce. E-commerce, okay?